Well, hello, and welcome to my hands and the Neopets official cookbook. So today I'm going to be cooking one of the, I thought, more interesting recipes out of this book. I wanted to kind of look through it just a tiny bit with you first, though, so we can kind of like see what's in it and stuff like that. I'm not going to show like the whole inside of the book because, I want there to be a reason for you to get it. But the whole art and like the vibe of this book is just awesome. The food pictures look great, and every single recipe actually has a food picture. There's a ton of like Neopets lore and pictures and everything like that. It's really, if you're a big Neopets fan, it's just really fun to like flip through and look at. You can tell that they definitely put a lot of love into making sure the theming and everything was on point with this book. But getting back to the topic on hand, today we're going to be making the chocolate omelet. I felt like this was going to be a really interesting one, so I wanted to give it a shot. So to start off, we need 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, and then next we're going to need 1 tablespoon of sugar. I'm just using normal white table sugar. 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're going to need 2 tablespoons of whole milk. We're going to need 3 large eggs. We're also gonna need a pinch of salt. I just have my salt shaker here because I'm not measuring that. We're gonna need a tablespoon of butter, and that's gonna be everything for the omelet itself, but we're also making a topping. So for that, we're gonna need 2 ounces of milk chocolate. I'm using Cadbury milk chocolate if you're curious. 1 tablespoon of butter, and then lastly, we're gonna need 1 tablespoon of milk. So for the first part, it wants us to use a double boiler. I like doing this better. Just whenever you do it, make sure you don't get any water in the chocolate itself because it can seize up the chocolate. And then we're going to add our milk and our butter, and we're just going to kind of melt it a little bit, stir it up, and then all it wants us to do is kind of set it aside, but keep an eye on it as we're making the omelet. So you'll have 2 pans going essentially at the same time. And then for the next step, in a separate bowl, we're going to be combining our cocoa powder, our sugar, our vanilla extract, and then I'll struggle with it for a little bit, as you do, and the milk. And then we're just going to mix that up till there's no dry patches. Mine still had some because, I'll be honest, this cocoa powder's old as hell because I never use it, so whatever. It wants us to crack our eggs directly into the bowl. I do not suggest doing that because you're going to get fucking eggshells in it. Crack your eggs into a separate bowl, please, whenever you're using eggs to bake. And then we're just going to bust those up, mix them up, make sure they're mixed in well. And then we're just going to add our pinch of salt. Like I said, I just kind of dump some in there. You don't want to oversalt it, but I probably added about a 1/4 teaspoon if I had to guess. So after this, we're going to heat a little non-stick pan. I actually am using my tamagoyaki pan for this, which is like a Japanese kind of rolled up egg situation. This probably wasn't the best choice, but I don't fucking care. After that, we want to put our butter in, make sure it's good and melted and the pan's hot. Then we're going to go ahead and add our omelet mix. And then from here, we want to just kind of mix it up, kind of like you're making scrambled eggs, essentially, just to make sure that it gets cooked evenly all the way through. It took a little bit, and in the middle of this, it honestly started looking like cat food, so I didn't know how I felt about it. But, I mean, we've already started on this gravy train. So from here, you just want to make sure that it gets pretty good and decently cooked until you can get to the point where you can kind of get it into one solid blob. Once you've got it kind of solidified and the bottom's cooked really well, you want to kind of shake the pan a little bit and flip it. This pan is not ideal for doing this in, so I just made a fucking mess everywhere and of the omelet. Just because I have a culinary degree doesn't mean I'm great at everything in the kitchen. So whatever, it still works, but I tried to kind of fix it up a little bit, but whatever. It looking stupid isn't going to change the taste of it. I just won't be able to put it on an icon on Neopets. So from here, now that it's flipped over, you just want to make sure that you finish cooking it through all the way. I kind of, since I fucked up the turning, ended up flattening it out just a little bit to make sure that everything's cooked all the way through. And then the last part, which is going to be plating. So mine looked really stupid and I tried to put it into thirds, but like hell it was wanting to do that. So, because typically when you use this type of pan, you want to actually like put a little bit of egg in at a time, but since I put the whole omelet in, it was not having it, so whatever. It just kind of looks like ground beef on a plate, but who fucking cares? How else is this supposed to look? And then after that, we take our chocolate sauce that's melted down. At this point, it's kind of the consistency of pudding, which I guess is fine. Texture doesn't really bother me. If texture bothers you, I don't know about this dish, man. I don't know about this dish for you. So I tried to make it look not like pet food, but here we are. So from here is just the taste test. Like I said, the texture is very weird. It definitely has an omelette-y texture, but it kind of looks weird and fucking gross. Taste-wise, it's not bad. It's really not bad. The topping, okay, do you remember the chocolate pudding in Kids Cuisine? The topping tastes like that, which is the best part. The omelet itself, it's not bad. The texture's a little odd, but the actual like omelet tastes okay. It tastes like one of those like 2-second recipes you make in the microwave that's like gluten-free, sugar-free, taste-free, like one of those kind of things. So the omelet isn't bad. The texture of it is fucking weird as hell. It has the same texture as canned meat, if you are a canned meat connoisseur. So it's a little weird texture-wise. And then it's got the gravy essentially on top. So if you're a texture person, I do not suggest it. But taste-wise, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's a chocolate omelet. So there you go. This was just looking at one of the recipes in the book. I do plan on going through and looking at more of the like normal recipes, but to start this out, I wanted to try the weirder recipes because I was very curious. I also didn't bother filming an outro for some reason for this, so we're just going over the cookbook again. But I haven't really filmed a video like this before, so I wasn't sure the best format. So let me know what you think below if you've tried any of the recipes in this book. I would like to try a few more. If you want to try this recipe, I will have it in the description box below, so you can try to cook along with me and get chocolate omelet all over your stove, just like me. But at the end of the day, the cookbook's really interesting. I like that it was an actual food item from Neopets that they put into it. The taste was just meh. It was okay. It's definitely not something I'm going to make again. I had my husband try it too. He had the same reaction. It was very meh. So pretty fun to make. Not super hard. The hardest part is just flipping it. And then overall the taste is pretty decent. So that's it for that. Thanks for joining me on this cookbook extravaganza situation. Let me know what else you want and have an omelet-filled day. Okay, bye.